Have you ever pretended everything was okay when inside you were falling apart? Maybe you did this just today. You smiled at the right moment. You automatically replied, "Everything's fine." You continued fulfilling your responsibilities while inside there was a weight you didn't even know how to explain, a tightness in your chest, a silent pain that no one noticed. Have you ever experienced this? In the last few hours, you held back tears that wanted to fall. You swallowed words that needed to be said. You chose silence so as not to worry anyone, because you learned that you needed to be strong, that your emotions had to be controlled, that your suffering couldn't disrupt the routine of others. But the pain remained. In traffic, my mind wandering. In the shower, when the water mingled with tears. In bed, staring at the ceiling, my thoughts racing and a loneliness hard to name. A weariness that isn't just physical, it's spiritual. It's my soul silently crying out for help. And the hardest part isn't feeling. It's feeling alone. No one noticed her inner struggle. No one realized her faith was being tested, that her anxiety was intensifying. On the outside, everything seemed normal. On the inside, a storm raged. There is something profoundly human about hiding one's own pain. The Bible speaks of a broken heart, of tears that fall in secret. And perhaps you have never stopped to consider that God cares even about what you try to hide. Because while no one noticed their suffering, God did. He saw the exact moment his heart tightened. He heard that silent prayer that didn't even become complete words. That fleeting thought, "God, help me." Even if it was whispered only within his mind, the word declares, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted," not the perfect, the broken, the weary, those who no longer know how to explain what they are feeling. Your emotional pain is not invisible in heaven. Every tear held back, every sleepless night, every battle without applause, it was all seen. Backhand index pointing, right? Have you been hiding your pain behind a smile? Write in the comments, "God saw my pain. There was that night." You know which one. The silence of the house weighed more than any noise. You turned to the side of the bed and cried silently. No audience, no human comfort. And in the midst of that crying, a thought crossed your mind. Nobody cares. Psalm 56, verse 8, says that God collects each of your tears. None fell to the ground without purpose. No night of weeping passed unnoticed. Each one was seen, recorded, and kept. I need to ask you honestly, is the tiredness you carry only physical? Because there's an exhaustion that bed can't solve, that rest can't alleviate. It's the weight of being strong all the time, a soul at its limit, but still needing to function, smile, answer messages, and appear as if you're okay. Jesus said in Matthew 11, verse 28, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened," everyone, including you with your specific kind of weariness. God doesn't ignore your limitations. Backhand index pointing, right? Are you tired of being strong all the time? Comment, "God, renew my strength." If this content is touching something real within you, leave a comment about what has resonated with you the most so far. It can be a short phrase. It can simply be, "I've been hiding my pain." When you write, you break the silence. You allow other people to discover that they are not alone. Perhaps someone is going through exactly what you're experiencing right now, and your words could be the comfort that person needed today. If this content strengthens your faith, please like it. This helps the message reach more people who are suffering in silence. And subscribe to the channel to continue receiving messages like this, profound and without superficiality. Here, nobody needs to pretend that everything is okay. Backhand index pointing, right? Have you ever cried alone thinking that no one cared? Right? My tears have value to God. And there's a layer that few people talk about openly. That loneliness that appears when you're surrounded by people. Being in a meeting with family, in a church service full of people, and feeling that no one touched on your pain. The conversations flowed, time passed, but you left as alone as you arrived. Elijah experienced exactly that. After one of the greatest victories of his life, he collapsed and asked to die. He said he was alone, and God did not rebuke him. He went to him in silence, with food, rest, and his presence, because God's answer is never abandonment. It is closeness. Now think about the times you were ignored, underestimated, or forgotten, when you gave your best and weren't recognized. when you were rejected in ways that hurt deeply. Psalm 118 says that the stone rejected by the builders has become the cornerstone. The rejection you experienced is not the end. It is part of a construction that is yet to be revealed. Backhand index pointing right. Have you ever felt rejected or undervalued? Right. I am chosen by God. There's an anxiety you don't tell anyone about. Racing thoughts, especially at night. The fear of losing what you still have. The feeling that something will go wrong. You try to control everything because anxiety has convinced you that if you stop, everything will collapse. God is not afraid of your inner crises. In 1 Peter 5 verse 7, the instruction is clear. Cast all your anxiety on him. All of it, not just the organized part. All of it. Surrendering is not weakness. It is wisdom. And beyond the anxiety, there's a war between two forces inside you. On one side, the voice of exhaustion telling you to give up. On the other, something persistent that insists on keeping you standing. That makes you wake up another day. Take a deep breath and keep going. That something is called grace. Grace is what prevented you from making certain decisions during the worst moments. It's what sustained your faith when it was hanging by a thread. Have you ever realized that you should have broken down at some point, but you didn't? That was grace working behind the scenes of your story. Backhand index pointing right. Are you fighting a battle that no one knows about? Comment. God is fighting for me. And there's one of the most painful experiences on the journey of faith. Praying and feeling that heaven is closed. You prayed. You waited. You cried out. Nothing changed. And God's silence began to feel like abandonment. But silence is not absence. It is a process. Joseph spent years in a prison he didn't deserve. Years without visible answers. From the outside, it seemed God had forgotten him. But behind the scenes, each day was shaping his character and preparing the impact that would come later. The silence was a foundation being laid. The same thing is happening to you. What seems like stagnation may be a foundation. What seems like forgetfulness may be redirection. God works in layers that your eyes cannot yet reach. Backhand index pointing right. Have you ever felt like God wasn't listening? Comment. Even in silence, God is at work. God saw what they did to you. He saw when you chose not to retaliate. He saw your integrity in secret. Nothing went unnoticed. Your Father, who sees in secret, will reward you. Not maybe. He will reward you. The suffering was not invisible. It was preparation. The pain was not punishment. It was a process. The silence was not abandonment. It was construction. The same God who collected your tears, who heard your silent prayers, who sustained you by grace, is preparing an answer, a restoration, and a growth that goes beyond what you can visualize now, what no one realized. God is transforming into a testimony. Backhand index pointing right. Do you believe that God saw every detail? Right. God saw everything. Backhand index pointing right. Do you believe your pain is being transformed? Declare, my pain will be transformed into a testimony. If you've made it this far, this message has resonated with you. If everything that has been said reflects what you've experienced in the last few days, write in the comments. This message was for me, as a personal milestone, as someone who recognizes that God spoke today. If this conversation brought clarity or rekindled your faith, please leave a like. Each like helps this message reach more wounded hearts. And subscribe to the channel to continue on this journey of depth and practical faith. If you know someone who is suffering in silence, send them this message. It might be exactly what they need to hear today. There's a video over here that delves deeper into the issue of God's silence and the answers that seem to take so long to appear. Click and continue with me there, because this journey doesn't end here.